Alright guys, good morning. Welcome to Pilates. Happy Monday. Go ahead, lay down on your backs and let's warm up. Bend your knees, place your feet flat on your mat, relax your shoulders open, and just take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And exhale out through the mouth. And deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. So just keep that nice, even breath going on your own. Notice as you inhale how your body maybe lengthens just a little bit. As you exhale, notice how your lower abdominals pull in towards your spine. As you continue breathing, see if you can move your breath into the side ribs and into the back of your ribs. So as you inhale, feel the back of your ribs pressing just a little down onto the floor on your mat. And then keeping the back of your head on your mat, circle the nose. Just draw little circles. Just release tension out of your neck and shoulders. Just giving a little movement into the cervical spine. Just really let your head be heavy onto your mat. Again, we've been on computers and devices even more than we normally are. So just really allow your neck just to really release right now. And then reverse the circle. Keep your shoulders relaxed as the neck is circling. Good. Relax your head on top of your spine and inhale. Little cervical nod, just nod the chin up a little bit. Exhale, nod the head down to your chest. So once again, keep your back of your head on your mat. Inhale, nodding up. Exhale, nodding down. 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 Do that 4 more times. And then relax your head on top of your spine. Reach your arms straight up to the ceiling. Inhale, reach up to the ceiling. Feel your shoulder blades curl off of your mat. And exhale, pull the shoulder blades back together. Open the front of your collarbones. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, pull the shoulders together. And inhale, stretching up. Exhale, pull the shoulders together. And inhale, reaching up. Exhale, shoulders together. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, shoulders together. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, together. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, together. 3 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, together. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, together. And inhale, reaching up. Exhale, together. Lower your arms back down to your sides. Extend the right leg up to the ceiling. Once again, nice fit, soft knee, and circle your ankle. Once again, taking care to make sure that you circle the ankle fully, that you're not skipping that part that maybe just feels a little bit tighter, or maybe that part that always pops at you. And reverse the circle of the ankle. Good. Point through the foot. Circle your leg in your hip socket. Once again, give yourself a nice soft knee. Especially if you were maybe outside in the warm weather this weekend, maybe doing some yard work. For me, my hamstrings are a little tight this morning from being outside and bending up and down. And reverse the circle of the ankle, or not the ankle, of the thigh. Good. Flex your foot. Inhale, lower the leg down, hover just above your mat, point and lift it back up. And inhale, lower. Exhale and lift. And inhale, lower. Exhale and lift. And inhale, stretch down. Exhale, lift back up. And inhale, keep those knees soft. Not really about trying to stretch out the hamstrings right now. Just moving the thigh within the hip socket, keeping the pelvis nice and stable. 2 more times. And inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Place your right foot down. Extend your left leg up. And circle the ankle on the left. Once again, maybe bend that knee a little bit. Take pressure off the back of your leg. And reverse the circle. Good. Point through the foot. Circle the thigh bone in your hip sockets. And reverse. Try to hold your pelvis steady. Notice the difference between the sides of the hips. Once again, just observe it. We all are put together differently on one side compared to the other. Good. Flex your foot. Inhale, lower leg down, hover just above the mat. Point and lift back up. And inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. And inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 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 1 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Good. Place your left foot down. Let's do pelvic clocks today. So as you exhale, pull the belly button in and press the low back into your mat. Feel your tailbone lifting, curling up, but don't lift your butt up. And then inhale, arch back, and allow the low back to lift up and off of your mat. And exhale, press it down. Inhale, take it to the other extreme and arch. And exhale, pressing the low back into your mat. Inhale, arching it up. And exhale, press it down. Inhale, rock. And exhale, rock the pelvis. Think about really pressing the sacrum down onto the mat. Inhale, lift the sacrum up and take the tip of the sacrum down to your mat. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Let's just do 3 more tilts of the pelvis. Exhale. Inhale, 1. Exhale, pressing the low back in. Inhale, 2. And exhale. Inhale, 3. Good. So take a moment and try to find the place in between those 2 extremes for your neutral pelvis. So once again, a nice reminder to put your palms of your hands on your hip bones. Extend your fingertips down towards your pubic bone and try to get your hands parallel with the floor. So once again, the space that's in our low back is going to be different for all of us. Some of you may not even have any space right there, and that's okay. It's just how your spine is sitting. There's nothing wrong with you. That's just how you are. So as you notice, for me, I have to bring my pubic bone down a little bit, so it means I have to take my tailbone down before a little bit to really get my pelvis neutral, and then you'll see I have a pretty good space there in my low back. So maintaining that, take your arms behind the base of your skull, and really think more the middle of your skull, not there at the very bottom, but really above your neck. Try to maintain that neutral pelvis as you inhale, and exhale, now the head and shoulders up off of your mat, and inhale, lower down, and exhale up. Inhale, lower. Once again, just a reminder, don't pull your neck forward, don't pull those elbows forward, just allow the head to nod forward up a little bit, and lower down, and exhale, and inhale, exhale, and inhale, exhale up. Really zip those abdominals in from the pubic bone all the way up underneath your bottom ribs. Exhale, and inhale, exhale, and inhale, exhale, and inhale. 5 more, and 5, and down, and 4, and lower, 3, and 2, and 1. You release all the way back down. So bring your knees into your chest. So naturally when your knees come into your chest, your low back is probably going to press down because you have all that weight now into your center of gravity. So when we're going into double leg stretches, once you come up with your head and shoulders, you're going to want to try to get yourself back into your neutral pelvis. And always just a reminder, if neutral pelvis is too difficult for you to hold, it is still safer for you to imprint a little bit than to overarch. It really pulls on the psoas way too much. So once again, the safer place is at least a little weight down into the low back than to allow yourself to be in that overarched position. So double leg stretches, bring your knees into your chest. Exhale, head and shoulders up. So once those head and shoulders up, try to find your neutral pelvis again. And then inhale, reach your arms and legs away from each other. And exhale, come back into your start position. And inhale, and exhale. If it's too much strain on the low back, remember to take your legs higher up to the ceiling. It'll be a little easier to maintain and protect the low back. And inhale, reach. Exhale, return. If the neck is bothering you, please let it down all the way to your mat so you're not straining in the neck and shoulders. You have 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Lower all the way back down to your mat. Just hug the knees into your chest for a moment. Okay. Going into 100s. So feet can either be on your mat or up into tabletop. Same thing, once you find your position, try to find your neutral pelvis again. Arms are down by your sides. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, head and shoulders up. Pulse your arms within your shoulder sockets. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And notice my upper body's not moving at all. Just the arms within the shoulders. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze your knees together. And exhale. Once again, just a reminder, if your neck is bothering you, exhale out. You're going to lower all the way back down. Just sit your legs a little away from you. That's going to challenge your abdominals just a little bit more. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower all the way back down. Pull your knees back into your chest for a moment. Embrace the nice warmth you have going in your abdominal wall right now. Great. So coming now into single leg stretches. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, head and shoulders up. Extend your right leg away from you. Take the outside of the left shin. Take the right hand to the left knee, ready and switch. Reach 10, 9, switch 8, switch 7, switch 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Take your arms down the base of your skull in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Crisscross up the shoulder to opposite knee. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release back down to your mat. Same thing, pull the knees in or rest your feet on your mat for a moment before we do our second sets. One more set, take a deep breath in. Exhale, head and shoulders up. This time extend your left leg. Take the outside of the right ankle. Ready, switch. Reach 10, 9, 8. Remember to lay down to your mat if the neck and shoulders are giving you issues. 3, 2, 1. Arms behind your head. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and crisscross. And 10, 9. Lift that shoulder up to your thigh. And 4, 3, 2, 1. And release down. Take a breath. All right, go ahead, place your feet down on your mat, or you can keep them in tabletop if you'd like. Boxers, so bring your fists in. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Circle around to your left, up to your thighs, to the right, and down. And circle up and around. And that's a circle up and around, and circle up. Keep your pelvis nice and steady on your mat. The upper body, the ribs are circling, not the hips. Ready? And reverse your circle. Go to the right to the left. And circle up and around. And circle and around. Circle and around. Exhale. And exhale. And circling. Nice big circle with those ribs. 2 more times. 1 more time. Release down. Stretch that out. Stretch the arms overhead. Feel a nice stretch through the front of the abdominal wall. Okay, guys. Come up into a seated position. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn around and face you. Okay, so legs out in front of you. Lift the legs up in teaser position. Take your arms out in front of you. Take a moment, lift your backs up. Low backs are really nice and strong. Lift the arms up and lower down. And lifting up and 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 down. And lifting up. And down. You have 3 more. And 3. And down. 2. 1 more. Lifting up. And down. Good. Relax those legs down for a moment. Give those hip flexors a rest. We'll take a little stretch over those legs. Take a little stretch over the legs. Okay, guys. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the side for just a moment. Take your legs up. This time, little baby rollbacks and rolling back and lifting up. Once again, hold the back of your thighs to give you a little bit more support if you need to. Exhale and inhale, lift. And exhale and inhale, lift. And exhale, inhale, lift. Exhale and and inhale, exhale, and inhale. You have 3 more, 3, and lift, 2, and lift, 1, lift up, and release those legs down again. Take a little forward fold if you want to. Relax your hip flexors. Right, sit back up. Working out obliques this time, so lift the legs back up. Take your arms out in front of you. This time you're going to take both knees to the right and lift back up. And to the right and lift. And to the right and lift. Right and lift. And to the right and lift. 5 more and 5 and lift. 4 and lift. 3 and lift. 2 more. 2 and lift. 1 more. 1. Lift up. And relax those legs down for a moment. Take a breath. Deep breath in. Let it out. All right, other side. Lift the legs back up. And take your legs to the left this time. And lift back up. And to the left. And lift. 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 3 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. And release your legs down for a moment. Nice job. Good. Just to kind of give a little love to our hip flexors now. Keep your left leg bent in front of you. Bend your right leg back behind you. Okay, from here, press your right butt cheek forward. So you get a nice lengthening through the front of the hip flexor and thigh. So engage your glute and your hamstrings just a little bit to get a nice stretch in the front of the right thigh. Take 3, 4 more breaths here. Deep breath in. And exhaling out. Deep breath in. And exhale out. 2 more. Breath in. And exhale out. 1 more. Deep breath in. And exhale out. Good. Release that down. Switch sides. Bring the left leg behind you. And then press the hip forward. So you're going to turn just a little bit, kind of diagonally as you press that hip forward. Nice stretch down to the front of the hip. Okay, take 3 more deep breaths here. Inhale and out. Deep breath in and out. 1 more deep breath in and out. Good. All right. Sit back up. Take your legs out in front of you for half roll back. So knees slightly bent. So make sure your knees aren't up here. Make sure you've got some space between your chest and your knees. Take your arms out in front of you. Flex your toes back to you. Squeeze your knees together and exhale. See, curve back just about halfway, so you're just really going onto the sacrum, and inhale, lift and lengthen your spine up, and exhale, rolling back, inhale, lifting up top, and exhale, rolling back, inhale, lifting up, and exhale, rolling back, inhale, lifting up, and exhale, rolling back. Inhale, lift up tall, and exhale, see curve back. Inhale, lifting up, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale, 2 more, and exhale, and inhale, 1 more, exhale, inhale, lift up. Straighten your legs out and just take a little easy stretch over the legs for a moment. Just take 3 breaths here today. Inhale, and out 1, and breath in, and out 2, and breath in, and out 3. Good. Sit all the way back up. Bend those knees back up just slightly. Get nice and high on those sits bones. Again, reach your arms forward. Turn to your right and exhale. Seek her back to work the obliques. Inhale, lifting up tall on your sits bones and exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale, lift. And exhale. Inhale, lift. Allow the pelvis to roll underneath your thigh bones. And up. Legs are just nice and steady. And lift. And rolling back. And lift. And exhale. And inhale 2 more times. And exhale. And inhale 1 more. Exhale. And inhale, come back to center, straighten those legs. Again, just 3 breaths, stretch out. And breathing out 1. And breath in. And out 2. And breath in. And out 3. Good. Sit all the way back up. Bend the knees slightly again. Sit it nice and tall in the sits bones. Turn to your left. And exhale. Seek her back. Inhale, lengthen up. So wrinkle your shirt as you roll back. Straighten your shirt up as you roll up. And exhale. And inhale, nice shoulders relaxed. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale 2 more, exhale. And inhale 1 more, exhale. And inhale, lift up, come back to center, straighten your legs out. So go ahead, scooch forward on your mat a little bit. So for roll up and down. So that way when you roll down, your head is on your mat and not on something hard. Once again, sit nice and tall. Stretch your arms out in front of you. You need to bend those knees a little bit so you're up tall on your sits bones. Please have some softness in your knees. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, roll all the way down to your mat. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead without arching your back or letting your ribs splay open. Exhale, roll all the way up. If you need to bend your knees and use your hands on the back of your thighs to help you roll up, please do so. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale, arms free. Keep everything in control in the front of the body. Exhale, rolling up. Once again, bend your knees. Use the back of your legs to help you roll up if you need to. Stretching over. And exhale, rolling down 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. They may not touch the floor to keep your ribs in place. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale, reaching over. And exhale, rolling down. Inhale, reaching overhead. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale, stretching over. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale, arms stretch. Exhale, rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, reaching over. Exhale, rolling down. Reach arms overhead. Then stay on your mat. Take a moment and adjust yourself on your mat. Probably pull your pants up. Once again, that's a very natural thing to happen on. Roll up and down. Think about, just like when you roll out a pizza dough, you want your dough to spread out. That's kind of what's happening to your pants as you keep rolling up and down your spine. So, leg lower and lifts. Knees into the chest 1 at a time. Take the legs up. So when you take that moment again, come back really and focus on your neutral pelvis. So once again, if knees need to be bent, please bend your knees so you don't have straight legs and you're pressing the low back in too hard. So pay attention to the back of your legs. Find that natural space. Once again, before you move, pull in the front of the abdominals, but also I want you to think about your back muscles contracting into your spine. So you really have the front and back body working to stabilize your spine. Keep all of that happening as you inhale our legs away from you. And exhale, lift the legs back up. Once again, it does not matter how low the legs go. We're just challenging the back muscles and the abdominal muscles by using our legs as a lever. And exhale, lift back up. And inhale. And exhale, lift. Contract those back muscles in. Lifting back up. And lower. And lift. And lengthen legs down. Stretch and lift back up. And lower. And lift 2 more and lower down. And exhale, lifting up. 1 more and inhale. And exhale. Bend your knees into your chest for a moment. Take a breath. Good. Go ahead and release your legs down and go ahead, come over on to your stomachs. Go ahead and extend your arms out in front of you for full spine extension this morning. Stretch out through your legs, pull the low belly up and off of your mat as much as you can. And inhale, lift and stretch up. And exhale, lower back down. Inhale, reach and stretch. Exhale, lower 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 down. 1 more. Inhale, reach, stretch. Exhale, lower down. Good. Fold your hands if you'd like. Rest for just a moment. So coming into swimming, I know that will excite so many of you. Take your arms out in front of you again. Once again, starting with nice, slow swimming to make sure our hips are nice and steady. Don't worry about tempo to begin with. Start in your full spine extension. So inhale, lift up. With the right arm, left leg, so opposite arm and leg. And slowly switch, reach. Make sure you have nice, even weight on both of your pelvis sides so that you're not rocking back and forth. He reaches his arms nice and long. And then if you want, start taking that tempo up or stay nice and slow. Once again, more about the stability of the pelvis, not how fast the arms and legs are moving. Make sure you're doing opposite arm and leg. So if you need to slow down to get that back under control. If you're rocking side to side, pretty good chance you're doing same arm, same leg. And then very slowly lower all the way back down. Rest for a moment. Okay, guys. Coming into push-ups. So come up onto the hands and knees. Once again, if you want to do full plank push-ups, that's fine. If you need to modify with the knees down, that's absolutely fine too. But once again, try to start in a plank position no matter what version you're doing first. So full plank. If you're doing push-ups from the knees, make sure you take your butt down also so your abdominals work so your butt's not up like this, but you're in a nice straight line. And ready? Inhale, lower down, and exhale, press. Inhale, and press. We have 10, and press, bend, and press. Nice strong legs behind you. You're halfway there. Strong abdominals in the front of the body. 3 more. Strong legs. Good, nice. Go ahead, bring those knees down. Take a little child's pose if you'd like. Stretch the abs. Okay, coming into side plank. Let's come back to hands and knees. Come into a full plank pose. Okay. Move your left hand in just a little bit. Roll over onto the outside of the left foot. Hand can either reach up or be on your hip. You can go onto your forearm and do a modified plank. You can bring your left knee down, but keep that left side of the body strong, lifting up away from the floor. Keep lifting those thighs up. Lift those legs up. Squeeze the legs together. Make sure you're breathing. Smile. We all love side plank. Not. Good. Slowly come all the way down. Good. You can either turn all the way around or just swing your legs around like I am. Coming into the other side, so once again, let's start from a nice plank position so our bodies are already in a really nice long position first. Coming into full plank. Move the right hand in just a little bit, roll onto the right side of the foot, and come into your side plank on the other side. Good. Keep lifting the right seam of your pants away from the floor. No matter what version you're in, keep that side body really strong. Nice. 3 more breaths. Inhale and exhaling out. Deep breath in. 1 more. Keep with it. Inhale and out. Slowly come back down. Once again, you want to take a little child's pose after the 2 sides of plank. While you're in child's pose, we're going to do a counter stretch with the wrist. Pull your palm of your hand towards your inside of your forearm. And then if you're doing that, switch to the other side. Okay, come back up onto your hands and knees. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Feel energy out through your crown of your head, out to the tailbone. So you're in a nice slow neutral spine, so just a little engagement in those abdominals, but don't pull them so tight that you end up rounding the back a little bit. Make sure you're in a nice tabletop. All the natural curves are in your back. Once again, take that moment and see if you can feel your back muscles contracting into your spine. So once again, hard to feel those back muscles working, way easier to feel the front of the abdominals working, but see if you can just imagine the back muscles contracting and engaging in. Keep all that happening. Extend the right leg back and extend the left arm forward. Just nice little pointer dog. As you're reaching forward and back, keep the middle of the body strong. Keep the back muscles working, the front of the body is working, pulling in gently towards the spine. Equal work in the front and the back. And very slowly place the hand and knee down. You need to take a moment, breathe, center yourself, find that neutral spine again. Take your time and really set your foundations up. It's worth the extra 2 breaths instead of just rushing into what you know is coming next. And then extend the left leg back, right arm forward. Once again, feeling the back pulling into the spine strongly. Gently pull the ribs in the front of the body. Zip your abdominals in. And then from that nice strong feeling in the middle of the body. Feel energy going out to the front arm, out to the back leg. Pressing yourself down into the mat with the left arm. Pressing down through the right foot behind you also. And then slowly bring the hand and knee down. From here, come onto your backs for teasers. Once again, just as and we did in roll up and down, if you need to use the back of your legs to help you roll all the way up into teaser position, please go ahead and do that. Okay, take your arms out to the sides. Take your legs to tabletop. Okay, take a deep breath in. And exhale, roll all the way up, lifting your back up, lift the sternum up, and roll all the way back down. Once again, use the back of your legs, using your arms to help you roll up if you need to, and rolling all the way back down. And exhale, rolling up. Inhale, rolling down. And exhale, rolling up. Inhale, rolling down. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale, rolling down. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale, rolling down. Exhale, rolling up. Rolling back down. Exhale, rolling up. And rolling down. 2 more. Exhale, rolling up. And rolling down. And exhale, rolling up. And rolling back down. Good, very nice. Place your feet down. Or hug them into your chest, whatever feels good for a moment. Okay, bridge pose. So take your arms down by your sides. Bend the knees, place your feet flat on your mats. Once again, feet about hip distance apart, just to, once again, just to allow that pelvis some maneuvering room. Take a deep breath in, exhale, scoop, roll your hips up. Once again, take your time. I know you know where that end point is in a full bridge, but take your time, lifting up through the spine. Once again, when you're at the top of your bridge and really engaging through the back body, hamstrings, glutes, the erector spinae muscles up and down the side of your spine. A little pressure into the middle of your head to make sure that chin is nice and level. Front of the throat, nice and soft, no tension there. And exhale, rolling back down to taking your time. Allowing those back muscles to now release and stretch out. And take another deep breath in. Exhale, scoop. Roll your hips back up. Finding your strength in the back. Rolling all the way back down. And a deep breath in. Exhale, scoop and roll your hips back up. Nice strong hold in your bridge. And slowly roll all the way back down. Take a moment, either let your legs windshield wiper back and forth, or if you're gonna just drop those knees into one another, just take a moment, drop the knees in. And then go ahead, come back into your seated position for flat backs. And sit all the way up. Take the legs out in front of you. Same thing, bend your knees if you have tighter hamstrings so you are straight up and down instead of being here all slumpy. Sit up. Once again, my hamstrings are tight from working outside, so I'm definitely taking the bent knee version today. Take your arms out behind the base of your skull. Once again, elbows nice and wide. Take a moment, engage your back muscles again to help hold the spine exactly in its neutral position right now. And inhale, lean back. And exhale, lift up nice and tall. Don't allow that low back to collapse as you lift back up onto the sits bones. And inhale back. Exhale, keep everything lifted. Don't kind of release here at the top. Inhale. And exhale, lift. And inhale back. Exhale. Inhale back. Exhale, lift. Inhale back. Exhale, lift. Inhale, stretching back. Exhale, lift. And inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Relax your arms down for a moment. If you need to release those legs for a moment. Release the hip. Okay. Second set with the arms reaching up overhead by the ears. So take the legs back out. Once again, bent knees if you need to. Arms lifting up tall. Take that moment. Engage the back muscles again. And inhale. Lean off the sits bones. And lift back up. Thigh bones are nice and steady. Nothing's changing there. Just let the pelvis tilt back and forward. Tilting back. Bring the pelvis back forward again. And inhale back. Exhale, lift. And inhale back. Exhale, lift. Inhale back. Exhale, lift. Inhale, reaching back. Exhale, lift. And inhale. Embrace the shaking of your abdominal wall. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Relax the arms down. To stretch out thighs today, let's go ahead and lay down on our stomachs. So go ahead and lay all the way down. Bend your left foot, or bend your left knee, grab your left foot, and just gently pull the foot into your thigh. If you are having difficult grabbing a hold of it, maybe grab a hold of either pants you have on, or if you have a belt handy, use it instead. And as you're pulling that thigh in, press your pubic bone down into your mat a little bit and just feel how the stretch changes in the thigh. Once again, be kind to your thighs right now. Take some time during the day to stretch them out every day. With once again, we're seated a lot more, so our thighs are taking even more abuse than they normally do. And slowly release the left. And bend the right knee, reach back behind, grab a hold, pull it in. Once again, think about pressing that pubic bone down into your mat a little bit. And slowly release that. Come onto your backs. Let's open up the back of the hips. Cross your right ankle over the left knee. Gently pull the left thigh in. Grab a hold of the back of the left thigh. Once you, if you're, since you're at home and a wall may be really close to you, putting your left foot up on a wall is really a nice version of pigeon on your back. Especially if you're a little bit tighter, having that support instead of trying to have to reach up for the leg can be really releasing for you instead. And place the left foot down. Place the right foot down, cross the left ankle over the right, and go ahead, pull the right thigh in. Go ahead, place both feet down on your mat. Bring the soles of your feet together and let the knees just fall open. If this is way too much on the inner thighs or on your hips, two things, if you have something at home and you can place them underneath your thighs, you can do that, or just go ahead and come up into a seated fold over instead, but just that we use just a little bit of gravity today. Just go ahead and allow your eyes to float shut for just a few breaths as we wrap up class. If you want, you can rest your hands on the inner thighs. And slowly lift your knees back up. And that concludes today's session. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day. Get out and enjoy that sunshine today.